Hey, today we are upscaling a coffee table that I got from the Facebook from the neighborhood for $15. We've taken it apart. These are the legs over here, sweetheart. There's a piece of glass that goes in there. We took it out. Table's pretty beat up, but we're making it into a grow box. So these are we're gonna get rid of these parts, we don't need them. And then down by your feet, sweetheart, we've cut our legs. So the first thing we're gonna do is dado out to fit our little grooves right here. So we're gonna watch my husband attempt to do that. So we're gonna switch off.
Okay. So.
And then we'll go to you.
So we're gonna do some trial and error to make sure we got the dado blade set up. We install it here on the table saw. I've got a scrap 2x4, which will work for testing this. The boards we have for the legs are actually 2x6s that we ripped to fit because it 2x4 is actually does not fit clear to the end here.
A little narrow,
so we wanted something that will go the full way. We're going to cut a dado groove here. As you see, they stick out past on this edge, which will also help support the weight of this when it's full of dirt.
Okay, so we're just using from our lovely wood pile outside that I'd like to get rid of one day.
All right, are we hooked up back there?
Yes, you're hooked up, we're just not plugged in.
Okay, nothing is plugged in.
No, fingers until you're ready.
Christy doesn't like to have the table saw plugged in when I'm changing the blade.
No. So I unplug everything. So that gave you a dado.
So that cuts the groove here. So the first thing we're doing is we're going to check and see if it's the right width for this wood to fit in there.
That's a little bit, not quite, unless you want to use a bammer.
So we're not quite wide enough. And we can't actually put it here because it's going to have to get a cut down this way, and we will just probably notch that out with a wood chisel. But I need to go with another spacer. So we're going to go ahead and we'll do trial and error until we get this set correctly. We won't subject you to all of that. But once we have that, then we'll take the legs, we'll cut those all and get them so they fit, and that will help lock this all together more stable.
Okay, so we'll see you in a bit.
Hi guys. After some trial and error, we got our depth set right. We've got our sled that we used when we were building cabinets back out so that we can just run these legs across here and cut our little groove. We put a stop over here. We're going to just take them down, tap them up against there, run them across. Then we'll cut them all for height, and then we'll square up the legs so they're all the same length. Which I'm rethinking right now. Yeah, we're gonna square up these legs first because we need one part that's gotta be straight before we start.
Okay, we'll square up and come back.
Okay, we just grabbed the chop saw real quick instead of changing out the blade on the table saw, trimmed up the ends. This one here was the first one we had, and you can see how much off it was. The other four legs weren't as bad. This one looks like it was probably okay. This one was a little bit off. So now we have nice square ends on all of them that we can butt up against our stop over here, cut our dado in them. We'll chisel them out. They'll all be nice, and then they'll all be the same length from that end to the slot, and then we can just cut for height and have a uniform thing instead of trying to come back and measure from our slot down to make sure our legs were all the same. We just took a step here that we were trying to avoid doing. So we'll go ahead and get this off the top of the table saw, vacuum it up, come back and cut some groove. Fits up square against her board now. Okay, we all set? You're filming?
I'm filming.
We're rolling? Built myself an obstacle course.
Well, yeah, we have a really big shop here.
So it'll actually end up being a little bit higher.
Okay.
That will fit in that groove. We'll notch this out over here.
To fit the table.
And that will help support the weight on there when we get it all screwed together. So that's one. We'll do 3 more. Doing it right. Something. Little, not quite enough.
It's coming off the table. Okay.
All right. So we were fighting it, so we stopped. We flipped the tabletop over, make it easier to work with and see what we're doing. And now that we can actually see what we're doing, we have in fact removed more material than we needed to. But as you can see, if you come around here on this side, love.
Yeah.
So our goal was we wanted this to kind of be flush right across here and here.
Right, and then
which
you want
we
to
have,
screw it into wherever
and we'll
we
be able
can.
to screw in this way and hold this thing together. and the slots will help provide strength. So
Okay.
we'll go ahead and we'll cut out our other 3 legs and hopefully not mess them up quite so bad and get a better fit.
Well, I'm going to paint the whole thing anyway, and that's
Yeah.
the underside, so I don't care.
So.
All right. All right.
Okay, got the 4 legs, more or less. They fit here on this, which will be the bottom. We now cut what will be the back, which is our high piece, while we're getting ready to cut it. So it's going to fit in between our legs like this. So we got our measurement here, which is, helps if I have glasses.
Sucks to get old.
I'm going to call it 39. And 7/16. We have some of our wood collection that we brought inside. So in it. Got it back up over here on the table saw with the sled on it so that we can square up our cuts, because I can't fit the whole board up here, obviously.
Well, and we need to do 2 of these and rip one down for the front because it's angled.
Well, we may do that as well, yeah. We don't
No,
know if we'll
we-
get it out of this board. We got to do one somehow.
We got to do 2 the same
So,
and then rip one down.
so for now, what we're going to do is we're going to hold this against our fence here and make a cut, square this up, which you can see. I don't know if the camera's picking up, but
Yeah,
back here, we've got,
Already crooked
so, which we knew. We just wanted to get this kind of close.
because it's heavy and dirty. That's why you were frustrated that you were hitting the vacuum
I was
cord.
hitting the vacuum.
Yeah, that's why it was kind of felt like it was not going smooth.
Now we flip this way. Out of our way. And we figured
39 and 7/16. $39. You're at 40 something. There you go.
And apparently it cuts a lot easier if it's not hitting
Hitting the vacuum hose,
the
yes.
dust thing over there. Theoretically.
It should fit
But, well,
right.
you can go ahead and stay right on that end and just,
Make sure we're flush.
does your end look pretty good?
Yeah, that looks flush. How's
I'm
your
flush
end?
over here. I'm holding
Okay,
my end flush.
that's our back then of our table.
There.
Oh,
We got lots of stuff. So how high do you want the front?
well, I want it more than that. I just needed to angle some, a couple inches. So that's why I thought if you cut another one of those that size and then rip it down.
Okay, do
But
you want that piece or do you want it out of this over here?
this one's fine. I already measured that one for you.
As you can tell, we're never on the same page.
Never.
Sometimes we're not even in the same book.
Well, we don't see anything the same. Except maybe that we use butter and not margarine. That's about it. I don't know if it matters, but you have some wood chips underneath that board. I don't know if it matters you got wood chips underneath that board.
If this was furniture,
But it's a grow box I'm going to put dirt in.
build out of 2x4s.
I don't really care.
I think we're going to be close enough. Those words will probably come back to haunt me. I will say this, especially if you're and I'm not even a novice, I'm a rookie woodworker, maybe not even a rookie. So
We're beginners.
these cross-cut sleds, it's worth the time and effort to build one. It makes things so much easier.
Okay. Pretty close. All right.
Not too bad.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
so now you want to determine how thick you want one, how high you want.
Right, we just need to take a couple inches off of this. So you need to rip it.
So just
2, 3, it doesn't matter because we're going to measure the sides to the board.
oh, we've got to angle it.
Sides are
So-
angled.
Right. But we have to have beveled cuts on these so your lid fits on flat.
Oh. Okay, I guess you'll show me what that is because I have no clue.
So we need to figure out where you want it cut and draw some
And
lines.
bevel it at that.
Gotta do
Okay.
geometry. Your favorite.
Ew, 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 ew. I hate geometry. Okay, so that's a pause
Will
now
not bore
with
our
that
audience
part.
with us trying to taking 2 hours to figure it out.
Okay. So I'm stuck.
All right, we did the geometry stuff. We didn't actually get out a calculator or a protractor or anything. We stood the 2 ends up, held a level across the ends. We had Christy draw a line on the ends of the boards. This one's
Barely. That's the back, so it
that
doesn't
would be
need
the
much.
back. We did the front. We did held the board up here at the line, eyeballed the angle of our blade. Did a test cut. It looked really good. So we trimmed that piece off the other one. And so it's done. So now we're gonna cut just along the edge of this one, just to give it an angle. And this will be the back piece. So you can see we set up our blade to just barely hit. Okay, I thought we were done with the angle on the blade, but before I changed it, Christy pointed out something, so we're back. Because of the design of this, our legs need to be angled as well, and they need to be angled this way. I was thinking we were going to cut them this way, which we wouldn't do on the table saw, but because we changed our original design, we've ended up here. I'm not doing these on the crosscut sled, because when you angle the blade in your crosscut sled, it makes the slot wider, and I'd rather not do that right now, especially just for the 4 cuts I need to make here. So what I did is I just took the little miter gauge that came with the saw, stuck a piece of scrap on here with a couple of boards just to give me some stability so that I don't angle like that, which I have loosened up my knob now. Because, of course, we are what?
Team Klutzy.
Yeah, that would be the one. Okay. So that's just because it's only this wide, so trying to hold the 2x4 there and push it across here is going to kind of be a little difficult. So I'm just trying to line up with the line there, get set. Theoretically, that sits in there like that, and our back will
So like that.
fit like that, and these will line up,
And
be nice
that's
and
where
flat.
our hinge goes.
So we'll go ahead and we'll get our other 3 legs cut, and at that point,
We'll,
I think we'll need to get our sides still.
we'll stop at that point for
yeah.
right now.
For right now.
Technically challenged.
All right. So our sides for our box are going to be 23 inches long to fit inside. So we just lopped off a couple big pieces. This is the same big board that we cut the front and the back off of. We just grabbed the hand saw and cut them. So now we're going to go ahead and square them up and cut them to 23 inches. And then we'll go ahead and get our line drawn, and then we'll cut those to have our sides. So right now we're just going to get our 2 pieces squared up on the ends. And we've got them here on the sled, got our blade set, ready to go. Now these pieces won't actually fit together exactly like this because
the legs are in between.
the legs are going to be in between, but that will affect our angles some.
No, because that's what I measured, because they're the straight across where the legs are. So that's the same angle and the same height.
Well, because this will actually end up on the front.
Right,
No,
but that comes right up. It comes right up next to the legs.
We're not going the width this. We're going to
Yeah, I
thickness.
did the same thing this morning.
Yeah. Okay.
I brought the leg over and go, oh, it's the same.
Yeah. So it actually will be the same.
It should be fine.
All right. I haven't quite figured out yet how we're going to cut these.
Jigsaw? Or is the blade
No,
not sturdy
not
enough?
a jigsaw. I'll either use the handsaw or try to figure out how to.
How about the sawzall? Sawzall.
No.
And not the radial, the little arms, the little hand one?
We want a nice clean cut.
Oh.
So. if I use the circular saw, it's okay-ish.
That's not gonna work. It won't fat.
Well, if I took the writing knife off, I could slide back a little more, but it's still not gonna fit.
No, it's the
Not with
wrong.
the sled.
We need a other kind of saw.
No.
I think the little radial arm thing is.
We're gonna think on this for a bit and
And
we'll come
so
back.
yeah, okay. Okay.
Okay, we've opted for playing with our new little table that we got and just clamped it down, and we're just gonna cut it by hand with the circular saw.
All right, that's pretty smooth, and it did cut our table, so we're good. Okay, we'll do a
All right, so we'll mark the other one
and do
cut
a
it.
repeat, and then we'll show the assembly. All right, here we go.
All right, we're back.
Yep,
Christy has washed all the mud off of these, the dirt. We kind of cleaned things up.
sanded
Yep.
the sides. So
Our
I'm
piece
gonna
is ready.
paint.
And we raised it up so that our legs will hang down off into the air, so we're not trying to fight that. So the thinking here is we're going to attach our back leg to our side here. First. And then we'll attach the whole thing to our table.
I can't see from over there, so I'm gonna go over here.
The white ones are not going to work for a lot of stuff.
Oh, they were pretty. You're drilling first because we don't want to split the wood.
Right.
You're
So
drilling a hole first.
you come around here on this side now. You can see we've just kind of used 2 screws to pull this together, and then it will slide on there like that.
Okay.
And then we'll do the same over here on the front.
What?
This was turned down. When we were doing the garage door opener
Yeah.
and it was rattling so hard, that's probably why.
Oh, well, now I know.
I wondered why it was struggling. I just didn't investigate.
Yeah, that looks
So
good.
that actually turned out not too bad, pretty straight across there. That should be really pretty stable. So, and we do the same thing over here. So now we're ready. We've got our back and our front. We're gonna see how they fit.
It fits.
Oh, the back fits really nice.
That's good.
And the front is a little tight. Not too bad.
But it goes in.
I think that's what they call a custom fit.
Make it tight.
Okay.
Like, oh, that one is gonna fit.
I'm not really, I mean, we're gonna put a bunch of screws in from the bottom.
You doing screws or are you going, you got enough room for a screw? Or do you need to use the nailer?
I don't know what we're doing.
Oh.
Let's see what this does. I'm mostly concerned with this just holding this in place while we flip it over. Okay, I think we gotta try
You
to...
do the same for the front or not?
No, I don't...
It's in there pretty tight?
It's in tight.
Okay.
As you well know, since we're not doing what you suggested, it'll probably turn out wrong, but... So, I'm gonna need your help.
Okay, so I start filming again. Got a table flipped over. And now we're going to attach the old table to my... flipped it over. Hey, look at that. There's no nails coming, there's screws coming through. That's cool.
That's kind of unusual.
It is, and it's high enough. I don't have to bend over to play with my plants. This is cool. Okay, next thing is I'm going to paint it, and then we will show after it's painted and with the lid on it, and how we do that one with the glass. Hi, love.
Hi,
Okay,
sweetheart.
my box is all painted. Took 4 coats, 2 of primer and 2 of the outside color, which is the same color as my house. Ray's added a hinge, which was actually off of a window seat from our old house. So it was laying around, so we used that. And now we're going to put silicone in to attach the glass.
That is not
That
encouraging.
dried out.
That went in.
Okay,
Way too easy. Maybe it's okay.
maybe it's the easy one for a
The
change.
condition of this tube is unknown.
Well, it's the COVID thing. I'm not going to the store, and so I'm looking to see what we have here, and that's what I found. So,
So instead of clear, we have gray.
which is hopefully going to do us.
Not too
There
ugly.
we go. I don't think it's too bad. I'm just gonna go around the whole opening where the glass was, and then drop the glass back in.
Where's the glass?
It is behind the chairs next to the front window in the living room. It's sitting on the side there. I figure it was safer in there than out here.
Is it clean?
Probably not. I'll clean it afterwards. Just drop it in. He's so good to me.
All right, so we have a surprise development.
What?
This is beveled.
So what does that mean?
It's beveled glass.
Okay,
So do you want the bevel up or down? I'm gonna guess up.
up. Well, all the more good reason. Hey, it was cheap and accomplished what I wanted. Okay. And all the more reason good to have the brass little brackets for the corners.
All right.
Okay.
You want to zoom in on that and look at that?
Okay,
Get a good shot
so
of it.
So it just kind of just made a little border thing just to hold the glass in. And the last thing will be putting the little brass things on when they come. So we'll go to that point.
We'll let it sit, what, until Monday?
Yeah, just leave it alone.
Just don't bother it. I'll do it here.
Okay. Alright. It's so cold today. Alright, here's my little box. Isn't that cute? All my little plants. All the way so you can see the top. They turn out cute with the little brackets. And that keeps all my little plants warm when it's so cold outside. Hopefully we'll have a little fruit. That's what it looks like. Wait for the truck to go by. A little quieter. So thanks for watching.